Sonatrach says it's working on resuming gas flows to Spain, and BinDawood Holding is in talks for a majority stake in French media firm Ykone. You're watching The Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramia. Algerian state-run energy company Sonatrach is continuing to work on the pipeline malfunction that stopped its gas exports to Spain yesterday. Sonatrach says an incident occurred on the Spanish side of the Midday underwater pipeline that supplies natural gas to Spain, causing the temporary break in gas supply. It's the only pipeline route for Algerian gas to reach Spain after the Gazoduc Maghreb-Europe line was suspended. Last year, Algerian gas exports via the Medgaz pipeline averaged 22 million cubic meters per day. BinDawood Holding is in talks to acquire a majority stake in Ykone, which is a French content production, publishing and distribution company. The deal would be executed through BinDawood's subsidiary Future Technology Retail. Yukon is a profitable international influencer marketing agency with a proprietary technology offering. It focuses on travel, beauty, fashion and luxury brands with a presence in Europe, Asia, the US and the Middle East. The U.S. Federal Reserve will start its two-day policy meeting on Wednesday, and it's expected to hike rates by another 0.75 of a percentage point. Despite a healthy job market with near record low employment, workers are overwhelmed by a 40-year high in consumer prices. Meanwhile, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says while growth is slowing, data does not necessarily point to a recession. In the GCC, we'll be watching to see to what extent central banks here raise rates to mirror the U.S. Ryanair has posted an after-tax profit of $174 million for the 3 months to the end of June, its first profit in the quarter in 3 years, but far less than pre-COVID-19 profit levels. The Irish airline is Europe's largest by passenger numbers. Officials say while they remain hopeful that the high rate of vaccinations in Europe will allow the airline and tourism industry to fully recover from COVID-19, there remains a risk that new COVID variants will continue to impact results. Shares of Indian food delivery company Zomato plunged 14.3% to a record low this morning. It comes as a one-year lock-in period for promoters, employees, and other investors came to an end following its 2021 listing. Zomato made a stellar debut on July 23, 2021 in the Mumbai market, but its shares have lost more than 60% of their value since then. China is reportedly planning to set up a real estate fund that could be worth up to $44.39 billion to support more than a dozen property developers, including embattled China Evergrande Group. Regulators and local governments will select the developers eligible for support from the fund. The fund can be used to buy financial products issued by the developers or finance state buyers' acquisitions of their projects. China's finance and investment spending in Belt and Road countries fell slightly in the first half compared to a year earlier, with no new coal projects and investments in Russia, Egypt, and Sri Lanka falling to zero. Green Finance and Development Center research reveals Saudi Arabia was the biggest recipient of Chinese investments over the period, with about $5.5 billion. Total financing and investment stood at $28.4 billion over the period, down from $29.6 billion a year earlier. Canada's Rogers Communications will invest $7.74 billion over the next 3 years in AI and more testing and oversight. Earlier this month, the operator suffered a glitch that lasted nearly 19 hours, disrupting services from flights to banking and emergency 911 calls. Rogers has about 10 million wireless subscribers and 2.25 million retail internet subscribers. The company is physically separating wireless and internet services to help ensure customers don't experience an outage with both cellular and internet services again. Audiences responded with a resounding yep to Jordan Peele's science fiction thriller Nope, as it topped the box office with its $44 million debut. Those ticket sales were slightly behind projections of $50 million. Peele is known for his first two films, 2017's Oscar-winning Get Out and 2019's Us. Nope is a complex science fiction horror movie where two siblings attempt to capture video evidence of UFOs.
That could get it on film.
That cloud.
I'm Ramia Faraj. This is The Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.